Well, getting to the MTC, I remember just, before getting to Mexico City MTC, you had to take a lot of shots. You had to get ready for your vaccines, for things. So I was kind of like sketched out, like, oh, I hope I don't get really sick. And so the Mexico City MTC, I remember saying goodbye to my parents. I didn't get like any sleep that night. I got like maybe 2 hours. I had to get up at like 3:30, and I was up just talking to my parents all night. And so my flight was at like 6 or something. But I remember going through or flying by myself and kind of just saying, getting to the airport. First of all, I'm jumping ahead, but I remember getting to the airport. My mom's trying to hold back her tears, and that it always makes it hard for because I'm the youngest of four boys, and so I'm her youngest, and so she was kind of really really sad actually to let me go for a little bit, but obviously she knows for better cause, but. She was sad to see me go. As I said goodbye, I walked through security and I waved one last time. And my mom started wiping away her tears, and that kind of started getting to me a little bit. And then my dad just said, "Good luck, son," basically. But he said he loved me too. So that was hard. But I actually found a missionary at the airport who was there. He just said, did the same thing as me. So we were able to talk and kind of just be like, man, like this is crazy going to Mexico City together. Started talking. It was good to have a flying buddy, and it's usually about the same for everyone else. And just flying there, so many thoughts just on the plane ride going to Mexico City, just like, what did I get myself into? Or what's Chicago like? What's Mexico like? How am I going to learn Spanish in 6 weeks at the MTC? Just all those thoughts come to mind, but there's always that very peaceful feeling just telling you that everything's going to be okay. Every time I got nervous, every time I got anxious, every time I just didn't think I was capable of serving a mission, the Spirit always told me that it's going to be okay. And so definitely the Spirit and Heavenly Father were always there for me. He knew what I was going to be going through. And I've heard the same thing from other missionaries, but once I got to Mexico, it was kind of a relief that I made it there, but I still had to go through security, so I had to go through all that good stuff. Tons of missionaries were there too, but the craziest thing was just getting on that bus in Mexico City. Like the people who drive in Mexico City, anyone who served there, everyone who's been there for the MTC, just know what I'm talking about. But they drive insane. I don't know how they do it. It's just chaotic. There's like no space between cars when you're driving. You're about this far away from the next car. I remember pulling out of the airport, and I remember cars just going by so fast. And then I just see our bus just slowly sneak out, and cars are still flying by. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I started getting really nervous, and I looked to my right as we're turning left, and I can see the cars, they're all stopped. And they all just came to a complete stop as the people were just flying by, probably going about 65, 75 miles an hour. And I was like, no way. And then he just starts driving, and it was normal. Just like that. He just forced his way out into a highway like it was no big deal. And I remember driving there. I remember seeing I still have the memories just in my mind, just seeing all the houses in Mexico. Everything was just so close together. There's so many people. Like I said, the cars were so close together, I could literally pull down the window, reach out, and touch the car next to me without even putting in any effort. That's how close the cars were. And I was just freaked out. I was like, how am I going to get there safely? And then it's about a 45-minute drive there, so it was really cool being able to see Mexico City. It's kind of what it's like. There's tons of different colors. And then, eventually went to the Mexico City MTC, and there's tons of security, huge fence all the way around. I think it's about 90 acres or so. It's a huge facility, so much stuff to do there. I absolutely love the Mexico City MTC. And I remember just pulling up and just like, all right, well, go get something to eat, get you in your new house, you'll meet your companion, and you'll be good to go. And I just felt like a herd of sheep, just being going to different parts of orientation in the Mexico City MTC. And the MTC was awesome. I did love it, but it was challenging. You face a lot in the MTC. You face homesickness. For me, some people don't, but I face homesickness. I physically got sick there. There's a virus that went around It just seemed like everyone got sick. Um, and I had to learn the language. In 6 weeks, I remember the second day of the MTC, I had to teach a lesson. My second day, I didn't know anything, and just being submersed in that is the best way to learn the language. And it was very hard at first because you're just studying, you're just in the books, you're in class all day, just doing your best to teach, learn the language and the grammar and everything of Spanish. And it was hard, but I loved it. I learned so much there. The people that I was surrounded with were just amazing. I loved my companion so much. He helped me out a ton in the Mexico City MTC. He was very smart. He took, I think, 4 years of Spanish in high school, so he knew his stuff. So I just asked him a ton. He taught the majority of the first couple of lessons. But you learn a lot, and it was an amazing experience. And I was actually in the MTC for Christmas as well. And I was there for 3 holidays. I was there for a Mexican holiday called, I can't remember, it's been a while. It's like Dia de los Reyes or something like that. It's like Three Kings Day. And in Mexico, that's what it's called in English, I'm pretty sure. And basically just, I don't know, I don't really understand the holiday, but basically there's, I don't know if I need to explain it or not, but we had it in the MTC. It was really cool to experience the Mexican culture because for that, it's basically just like this flavored bread that they give you. It's called pan dulce in Spanish. They just give you that, and they have like little plastic, it's going to sound weird explaining it, but they have little plastic baby Jesuses that they put in the cake, and they cut it up into slices and they give it out. And so whoever has that baby Jesus, I could be wrong, but as far as I remember, this is what happened. Whoever ends up with the baby Jesus ends up having to throw a party in a month. And it was in January, the holiday, and they had to throw the party in February. And basically the guy who had to host it, whoever got the plastic baby Jesus. And just way random. I don't really know. And they usually make tamales or something like that for the party, but they just have people over, and I don't know, but that's what my teacher, he explained to me. So I just thought it was very, very strange, but pretty awesome. At the same time, I was also there for Christmas, like I said, and also New Year's, and then Three Kings Day. Those are 3 holidays I was there for. I literally called my family a week later. I got to the MTC of December 17th, 2014. And so literally a week later, I just called my family, and I just said, hey, how's it going? And I told them about my week-long experience on the mission. So it was pretty fun, but I had to call them through something called, the Tall Lab, where it's a computer. That's where you learn Spanish. And so they just hooked up a headset. I called home through the computer, and it was honestly really hard because like the microphone that I was using, it always echoed. It was just so, I was repeating myself so much. It was so hard to concentrate, but only had 30 minutes to call my family, so it was just good to hear from them, hear their voices. But I wanted to be at home with my family, obviously, for Christmas. But the Lord comforted me a lot that day. But also to this day, New Year's in Mexico City is still the best New Year's that I've ever been to, or been a part of, I should say. Just because it's so loud. There's so many fireworks for just wherever you look, and it was pretty cool because there's mountains right there where the Mexico City MTC is, and there's people lighting off fireworks off the mountain. Like it was beautiful. It was just crazy. It was hard to sleep that night just because it was so loud. And also the Mexico City MTC, the whole time you just hear these random, like, they sound like gunshots, but they're just shots just going off. They're fireworks or something. I don't really know what it was, but they were going off all the time. But overall, my MTC experience was amazing. I really strengthened my testimony in the Mexico City MTC, which is what I wanted, especially in the restoration, plan of salvation, and the atonement, and the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's where I really strengthened my testimony on those topics, and ultimately prepared me to go onto the field. And I still feel like I didn't have a good grip on the Spanish language, but I knew the Lord was going to help me, and I could defend my own. So